It was a stormy Thursday afternoon. The sky above the quiet town was blanketed in gray, and thunder growled low in the distance. People hurried indoors, shops closed early, and the wind carried a chill that spoke of a coming downpour. Near the edge of the old railway station, deserted except for a few rusting benches and a flickering light, stood a stray dog. His fur was muddy, patchy in places, and his ribs showed through his thin body. No one knew his name. Some had seen him before, wandering between the alleys, curled up in doorways at night, but he had always kept to himself. Until today. Today something had changed. He stood stiffly, eyes fixed on an object near the chain-link fence that lined the far end of the platform. A purple suitcase, old and upright, rested there awkwardly as if someone had left it behind in a hurry. The dog walked cautiously toward it. Then he began to bark. First a few soft yelps, then a louder, more desperate series of barks that echoed across the empty platform. His body trembled, tail low, ears up. He scratched at the suitcase, circled it, barked again. A passerby across the street glanced toward the platform, shrugged, and walked on. But the barking didn't stop. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Another man tried to approach the suitcase, but the dog growled and blocked his path. People began recording the scene. A teenager named Eli filmed a clip and posted it online with a caption, "This dog's been barking at this suitcase for hours. What's inside?" By morning the video had gone viral. Thousands of people watched the footage. Comments poured in. Some joked about hidden treasure. Others said the dog was possessed. But among them, one woman paused longer than the rest. Maya Thompson, a 29-year-old animal behaviorist and co-founder of the town's rescue shelter, Pause and Hope, knew the signs of animal distress. The desperation in that dog's eyes didn't come from fear or anger. It was sorrow. It was grief. And it haunted her. Within the hour, Maya was driving toward the station, her heart pounding. She arrived to find a small crowd already forming. The sky was still overcast, the wind sharp. And there he was, the same stray dog, soaked and shivering, still barking at the suitcase like it was the last thing that mattered in the world. Maya knelt slowly, careful not to startle him. "Hey there," she whispered. "I'm here to help." The dog paused. His barking stopped. He looked at her with wide, pleading eyes. Then, in one heartbreaking gesture, he placed his paw gently on the suitcase and whined. Maya's stomach turned. She immediately called Officer Blake, her longtime friend on the police force. Within 20 minutes, police tape surrounded the area. The suitcase was examined from all sides. No tags, no labels, no indication of ownership. It looked worn, forgotten. Officer Blake put on gloves and knelt beside it. "Could be nothing," he said quietly. "Could be something." He unzipped the suitcase. What they found inside made the crowd gasp. Nestled inside an old, faded baby blanket was the preserved body of a small white dog. Her fur, once beautiful, was now stiff and discolored. A tiny rusted collar still clung to her fragile neck. A heart-shaped tag hung from it, reading simply, "Bella." Maya brought her hands to her mouth. A sudden hush fell over the platform. And then the stray dog stepped forward. He let out a sound no one expected. Not a bark, not a growl, but a soft, broken whimper. Carefully, like reuniting with a loved one long lost, he climbed into the suitcase beside the lifeless body of the smaller dog and curled around her. He pressed his nose into her fur, trembling, and refused to move. Maya felt tears well in her eyes. Something had just happened, something bigger than any of them could understand. Officer Blake unfolded a crumpled piece of paper found tucked in the lining of the suitcase. "Letter," he read aloud. "Her name was Bella. She was my only family. When I lost everything, my job, my home, my hope, I couldn't feed her or keep her warm. I thought I was giving her a chance. I left her here in this suitcase, wrapped and safe, hoping someone would find her. Came back, but by then, it was too late. I didn't deserve to take her with me. If you find her, please bury her. Give her dignity. I am sorry." No signature. No date. Just pain. Maya knelt beside the stray, who now lay completely still beside the little white body. Something clicked in her heart. She turned to the vet she'd brought along. "Check them both," she said softly. The truth, when it came, stunned everyone. The stray dog, the one that had barked for hours, days maybe, was not just a random mutt. He was Bella's puppy. The DNA confirmed it. Bella had been left behind, perhaps unknowingly pregnant. Or maybe she had been abandoned with her puppy nearby. Either way, the puppy had survived on his own, alone, unloved, and still somehow faithful. He had stayed in the area all his life, never venturing far. And then one day, whether by smell, memory, or fate, he found her again. Inside a suitcase. In death. The internet exploded when Maya posted the second video. This time it wasn't a joke. It was a soft, cinematic montage. The barking, the suitcase, the letter, and the gentle moment when the dog reunited with Bella. The caption read, "He wasn't barking for help. He was mourning." The world responded with tears. The story was picked up by major outlets. News anchors cried on air. Celebrities tweeted their heartbreak. Donations poured in to pause and hope. Some people offered to adopt the dog, now named Rusty after the rusted heart on Bella's collar, but Maya refused. Rusty had already chosen his home. Maya buried Bella in the garden beside the shelter. She planted white roses and lavender, and placed a small stone marker that read, "Bella, beloved and never forgotten. Your son found you." Every morning Rusty visited that spot. He never barked. He just lay beside the flowers, eyes half closed, tail gently wagging as if whispering to the earth, "I'm here now." Over time Rusty healed. He grew stronger. His coat thickened. He became somewhat of a local hero. Children came to the shelter just to meet him. Volunteers wept when they saw him sit quietly by Bella's grave, ears perked, as if still listening for her breath. One day, a sculptor from the city offered to donate a bronze statue in their honor. It was placed in the town square, Rusty curled around Bella, just like in the suitcase. The plaque below read, "Love doesn't forget. Sometimes it barks." As time passed, the story lived on. In articles, in documentaries, in hearts. People left toys and flowers by the statue. Some whispered prayers. Others sat with their dogs and just cried. And somewhere beyond all the noise, in the quiet garden behind the shelter, Rusty still lay beside the grave of the only creature who had ever loved him first. He had found her. He had stayed. And in doing so, he reminded the world that even in the harshest places, love endures. Not all heroes wear capes. Some walk on four legs, sleep beside old graves and bark, not out of fear but out of love that never gave up.